Good day, evening, afternoon, night, whatever it is, you fellow Toasted Pandas out there. This is Panda from, of course, Super Toasted Panda, bringing you some FEZ gameplay. Now, you might be asking, why? Why are you posting FEZ gameplay? It's already been out for quite a while. Well, some of you might not know, but FEZ has just been released for Steam, for PC, for $10 currently, and I have the unique opportunity of picking it up today for the first time. And I've never played it before. I'm not very far into it, but this is sort of, I guess, a first impressions. Right off the bat, some of you might think, oh, well, it's a crappy console port. It's got the choose A, choose B options. I'm actually playing on a gamepad right now, but Phil Fish has done an excellent job porting this over to the PC. When you select with the PC controllers, spacebar, excuse me, the keyboard, it'll tell you space to choose, space jump, shift, Q and E, A and D to shift and rotate. So it's not a crappy PC port. So that's very good. But let's get right into it. I'm very new to this game, and it's been an interesting experience so far. But let's just see what we can see here. Seeing is obviously very important. So for starters, the game controls very well on the PC, obviously, with the gamepad. I've actually played on both the PC and the gamepad controls, and I do agree with Phil Fish. I think the controller is a little bit better experience. The key bindings are a little awkward with how they present themselves and how you have to utilize them, and I found myself kind of stumbling over the rotation with the PC controls. But the console controls are very fluid. They make perfect sense. Except B to talk, which is a little weird, but whatever. That's a design choice that I cannot affect now. It has already been implemented. But for starters, the game looks and feels very, very, very good. And I just died, but that's okay. Water's there to save me. But yeah, things that you've probably already heard before. The game looks great, it feels great, it's very smooth and fluid. Gomez, with his little fez, has a great sense of momentum and weight. Nothing about his jump arc feels awkward. He's got a long jump, he's got a short jump if you tap A or tap space on the PC. The aesthetic of this game is stunning, with some of the most interesting design textures I've seen. Phil Fish, in a way, has presented a tongue-in-cheek homage to retro-style gaming mechanics and design aesthetic. But at the same time, he's also taken this unique spin on it, literally, by implementing this 3D element to a otherwise 2D world. I'd like to reference Little Big Planet because of the 2.5 dimension, and I would argue that perhaps there is sort of that 2.5 dimensionality to this specific game. Other than the visuals, the aesthetic of the environments, other than that, the game sounds gorgeous. It's got a very nice retro kind of 8-bit or 16-bit soundtrack implemented with it. I find myself standing and listening for the half hour that I've played quite a little bit, just to experience this kind of haunting yet relaxing soundscape that Phil Fish has put into the game. It really adds to the aesthetic. Oh, it looks like we have a puzzle here. What are you trying to tell me, floating magic cube? Behold! A warp gate. This one isn't working right now. You have to find other gates first. Then they will continue to connect to one another. Okay, warp gate sounds good, because you bring up this map menu here, and there is a lot of stuff. The map itself can rotate, and get rather disorienting at times. This game has a lot going on at once, even like with these maps and all that. But I feel like that's almost kind of part of the game itself. It's supposed to be mentally challenging. At least from the map perspective, it seems like that's mentally challenging, slightly more frustrating, where the game itself presents itself very puzzle-esque. And it forces you to think outside and around the box, if you will, with this kind of spinning mechanic. yeah, other than that, there's really not a whole lot that I can say that hasn't already been said about FEZ. It looks great, it sounds great, it feels great, and I'm really pleased to see it come to a market that's other than the Xbox. I know I personally, I don't have an Xbox, and I know a lot of people were missing out on this really unique opportunity to actually play this game. But it's finally here on Steam, which is excellent. With that being said, it's also important, I guess, to note Phil Fish and his involvement with all of it. I know for quite some time people have had somewhat of a negative opinion of Phil Fish. He's sort of looked at the PC and the handheld genre as being sort of lackluster in comparison to the Xbox market, which he thinks is superior. I know the internet kind of despises him. The internet sort of despises him for some of his ideas. I don't really have an opinion of the guy, but I think it is important to just look at what he's created. This rather remarkable little game, and how don't die. This remarkable little game, and kind of what it's done for this kind of indie genre. It almost feels like it's kind of, I don't want to say set the standard for the indie genre, but it's definitely taken it to new heights, and I'm really excited to see whatever he comes up with next. I don't know if he's slated anything for the PS4 or the new Xbox that's going to be announced in a couple weeks, but rest assured, there's a lot to look forward to if this is some of the first stuff that he's really been creating. But yeah, that's been FEZ. It's been a rather unique experience, and I'm really excited to see where it all goes. And rest assured there'll be plenty more content. One thing I did actually just forget to mention, the PC version, if you are playing it on the PC other than the Xbox, you will have a tough time grabbing ledges. I'm kidding. But no, in all honesty, the PC version, I've noticed, tends to suffer a little bit from screen tearing. That didn't work. But it tends to suffer a little bit from screen tearing. I've noticed in places with high amounts of assets, like the main village that you start in, or areas that tend to get bogged down with exterior lighting, they tend to have a tough time, I don't want to say rendering, but it does seem like there is a fair bit amount of screen tearing. Angles get kind of janky, and you can see bits of the screen kind of come in and out. But other than that, I'm really not sure if it's my PC or if other people have been having that same problem. But if you do pick it up for PC, bear that in mind, that there, I guess at this stage, maybe there'll be a patch. There is a tiny bit of graphical glitching here and there. Nothing game breaking, but it is somewhat noticeable. So just bear that in mind. Black holes, those are a thing. They're not very good, and they kind of scare me. So I'm gonna go away from them. But yeah, that's been this is the real sign off. I promise. That has been FEZ. This has been Panda for Super Toasted Panda. And check back in for more content on our channel, Super Toasted Panda, at YouTube, where you'll find a host of other reviews, gameplay videos, and other content on its way. And we hope to see you around. So thanks so much for tuning in. I'm going to collect this piece and go jump in a black hole and see how that goes.